Welcome to the Phoenix Podcast, where we discuss mental health in the Black community. Tune in for weekly episodes with your hosts, John and Chris. Check, please. I'm out of here. Yeah, no, we ain't playing footsies.
No.
No, sir.
The only footsies I like to play with are those on the stock exchange.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. So, all right. So there we go. So that's better. Now I've got my Alan's bio right in front of me.
Right.
All right. Let's okay, take this off. Too many cables. It's the right one. You got the right one, baby. Come on. All right, cool. Check, check, check.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
All right, cool. All right, sounded good. All right, so the Phoenix Podcast, episode 3. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 2.
So I look at the wall, and what do I see?
Tell me.
Art.
Art indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent piece, isn't it?
Telling you, who did this?
Well, it so happens that he's a near and dear friend of both of ours.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Sibor Oyugi.
Alan did this.
Yes.
Who knew?
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, it speaks volumes. So what do you see when you see this piece of art?
That's very interesting. Okay, when I look at it, I see like 3 spears at top. I see what appears to be sunrise.
Indeed.
And I see some kind of juxtaposition with the cross.
Yes, but also there's a planetary component in there
Yeah,
as well,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
The cross, yes, the spears,
And the fans.
yeah, and the ocean, the sea.
The
Life.
shells.
Yes, interesting, right?
Deep.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, folks. So we want to feature a dear good friend of ours, Alan Sibor Oyugi. He's a Kenyan fine artist. He specializes in metal and woodwork and an assortment of other materials to make architectural sculptures, right? Afrocentric sculptures.
Yeah.
And these could be, again, exhibited in private homes or
Exactly.
even public places.
Even as a gate.
Exactly, right?
Deep piece, yeah.
So he was kind enough to lend us this magnificent piece for this episode. So feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. And again, we don't even have a name for this piece. What do you think, Chris? What should we name this piece?
I'm wondering, but just looking at it, I would. Strange enough, I think I'd call it Rising Sun.
Rising Sun.
Rising Sun.
I think that's befitting.
Yeah. Or Rising Suns.
There you go. There you go. It's a beautiful piece. So Alan, even though he comes from a very artistic background. I think he actually studied graphic arts,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Graphic design. and
Graphic
art.
design, and then he transitioned into fine arts and then sculptures
Actually,
and
you
type of
would
stuff,
be- the way I know Alan is I know Alan as an actor,
right?
as a director, and this actually was like a surprise. I didn't know this side of him, but apparently he's been doing this for quite some time.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly he's very talented.
But you know what? Again, COVID-19 made people actually discover their inner strengths, their
Yeah.
various abilities.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past Alan to have turned to this as a result of trying to keep the creativity going in such a difficult time
Absolutely.
when you had no revenue streams coming in from your acting jobs. And like I said, it was either you adapt or die. So a lot of people who were creative went to very deep, dark spaces. But you can see what Alan did with his creativity. He created species like this.
Yes, he channels his creativity to
Yeah.
doing something that again is relatable,
Hmm.
and he married so many different elements. There's a lot of work involved here. There's the stained glass.
Yes.
There's I think there's copper.
Yes.
There's steel,
There's
the
there's
shells. I
glass.
think there's yeah
There's glass.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so many different components. Very very talented, and again, Alan. I mean, to top it all off
Hmm.
with all this pandemic and all that's going on, he's a single father of two
Two boys.
young
Two young
boys.
boys. Yeah.
Right, he's raising two boys. That's phenomenal. It's commendable.
Actually, Alan he's a phenomenal character. He's one of those guys that you refer to as gentle giant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. He
Yeah.
does. He does feel like a gentle giant. He's so soft spoken, but he's so tall and imposing. That's Alan. Well, shout out to Alan,
Hmm.
and hopefully we'll get to showcase a few more pieces of yours on the podcast. And we salute you, brother, and we support you 1,000%.
Exactly. You and your fellow artists.
Yes,
Yes.
here, here.
Because, like I said, art is a very good outlet when you have situations like we're facing last year.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people don't understand the fact that creatives live to create. It doesn't matter whether you're getting. It'd be nice, yes. It's always nice to get paid to create,
Indeed.
yes. But I have yet to meet the actor or the artist who will turn down an offer to either showcase themselves or their talents or their pieces because it's in you. That's what you do.
Yeah,
That's,
absolutely.
you live to create.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
and that's why 2020 was a difficult year
Yes, it
because
was.
unless you reached into your inner self, deep inside yourself,
Mm.
and looked for that which is creative in every aspect. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was dicey for a minute for a lot of us, but it's glad to see guys like Alan and other of our creative friends coming out, and now at the beginning of 2021
Mm.
to actually now showing the fruit of that incubation period, which was
Actualization.
actualization
Yeah,
indeed,
yeah.
and I'm quite happy with that. So all right, folks, welcome to the Phoenix Podcast. I'm your host John.
And Chris.
And we're here to talk about arts in general, fine arts and any type of arts. So today, as we mentioned earlier, we're showcasing a good buddy of ours, and we want to talk about the effect of arts in general and the psyche,
Yes.
given what we're faced with in this pandemic and all that. What exactly is it does to our soul when when we're able to actually see a piece of art and analyze it and internalize what it communicates to us.
Mm.
And in turn, it's a gift from above that we get to share.
Or even here, because
Right.
music is part of the fine arts. And they
Absolutely.
say that music hath the charm to soothe the savage breast.
Yes, indeed. and what a great time to be able to express yourself artistically,
Mm-hmm.
and so doing it's not a trivial actualization of a piece of art or a
No,
piece of music,
no.
right? It's actually you're sharing a piece of your soul. You're connecting souls via that creation, whether it's a sculpture, whether it's a painting, whether
A
it's a piece
podcast.
of right a podcast,
Exactly. You remember how
right?
we talked about this last year? We're
Absolutely.
like, we need to do this, we need to do that, the other. And we're like, yeah, but now here it is.
And we're actualizing.
Exactly.
And hopefully we can touch a few hearts and a few minds,
Mm.
and to bring us closer
Mm-hmm.
together and
Mm-hmm.
talk about our
Our hopes, our
insecurities.
dreams, aspirations, our insecurities,
Absolutely.
especially because we are, of the male species
Yes.
and of the melanin
Persuasion. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, like again, we're strong, so
Exactly.
we're here to stay. We'll,
Yes.
we'll survive.
We will.
So, in terms of art, right, creation, what appeals to you the most? Are you a more visual, sort of like art consumer, or more audible? What do you
I
what do
think
you
I like
prefer?
art in all its form.
Mm.
Um, when you mention people like Pablo Picasso
Right.
and abstract art,
Yeah.
that art is actually art that was found within the tribes in the Congo
Correct.
very many years ago, and it was what's the word for it?
Poached.
Not
Extrapolated.
substituted.
Right.
I think that's general enough.
Yeah, that says it
and
all.
passed off
Right.
as genius
Yes.
from the likes of Pablo Picasso. Not to take away anything from him,
Right.
but people need to know that
The inspirations came
exactly.
from, Native African arts.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And so when you look at art, in my case, when I look at art, I'm not going to tell you about the textures, the layers of the. For me, a picture is a picture,
Right.
a painting is a painting.
Right.
But I look at something like this, and I'm like, I look at the object, and I think of the hours that were put, the blood, sweat,
And tears.
to envision this.
The aches and pains. Yep.
Exactly, to make this a reality. And that for me speaks to me. When I listen to music, like for example, every once in a while I listen to like the likes of Lionel Richie, I always say to myself, this man is truly gifted, because hailing from where he came from, I
Yeah.
just realized, when I was like 14 or 15, the reason why Kenny Rogers could do a Lionel Richie song is because basically they're from the same
Exactly.
background.
Yeah.
Alabama.
They're from the same cloth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. So a shared experience,
Shared
right?
experience,
So
exactly,
it didn't really matter whether Kenny was more. He appealed more to a certain persuasion, but
Yeah.
Lionel he crossed over. Actually, he happened to be one of these artists who are basically
From Tuskegee.
yes, and his sound, his sensibilities are timeless. You could still listen to a Lionel Richie song today,
Yeah.
and you could still vibe to it. And it doesn't matter whether whether you're 50 or whether you're 15, you'll still get it. Well, I don't know about 15, but most 15-year-olds are not listening to Lionel
I
these
listened
days.
to Dancing on the Ceiling just the other day, and you won't believe it. It's more or less a rock song.
It is, yeah,
Even the
Dun, 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 dun,
and then you
yeah.
listen to All Night Long, and that's different.
yeah,
And you listen to Easy, that's different.
Yep.
I mean, the man is just a genius.
yeah. He's a prolific writer, and
Yeah.
he penned a lot of beautiful songs, a lot of hit
Mm-hmm.
songs, and and I'm happy for him, having picked up the pen and then penned some classics. What was that one with Diana Ross?
Oh,
Endless Love.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The one where everyone sings at the
Classic.
wedding and all at the wrong key.
Oh.
Because that song is like, are you going to... no.
Yeah, great tune, man.
I'm
Great
telling you,
song.
yeah.
Great song. Amazing song.
Someone else who's also very prolific is Kenneth Edmonds.
Yes,
Or
Babyface.
you know?
Right.
And I remember from
But
the
he was
time
he
of
was
the
a
deal-
generation after
Yeah.
Lionel, right?
Yeah, but I mean from the time of the deal.
Yes.
He just, whoa. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy, he knew what he had.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing with artists, by the way, and creatives. Sometimes what kills us is the fact that we are so ahead of our time. We feel that either we're born in the wrong country because people just don't get us
Yeah.
because of the concepts that we have. And remember, there's a very thin line between genius
Right.
and the other side.
Right.
Genius.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is not genius.
The non-genius
The
side.
non-genius side. And when you get to that very thin line,
Right.
it doesn't take you so much to get push you over the edge.
Exactly.
And
right.
that's why it's important to be as a creative, always resort to that which makes you a creative. Otherwise, you'll go looking for redemption, satisfaction.
That's right.
In various other strange quarters.
Yep.
Shall we say?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And art for me, they have a saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul.
To the soul, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They say if somebody's talking to you and not looking in the eye,
Yeah, you should be wary.
you'd be aware of that person.
Yeah, there's something going on. Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Exactly. And you'll find that in many institutions whereby they deal with mental health,
Right.
one of their key programs is usually based around art.
Right.
They have the patients, do paintings or engage in music because it's human. to engage
Exactly.
in the arts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, it used to be. Remember, like a long time ago, medieval times and
Yeah.
such. If you were to be a well-rounded gentleman,
Oh
the
yes, of
arts
course.
were part of the,
Oh
the
yes.
curriculum. You
Oh
couldn't
yes.
neglect the arts.
Mm-hmm.
It was mathematics. It
Mm-hmm.
was astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Music.
science.
Yes.
Yeah, music,
Yes,
and
exactly.
some form of art.
Yeah.
You had to be well-rounded
And music
without.
marries both arts and science because music, mathematics, yeah,
Exactly,
the time
because
rotation and all that.
music is math,
Exactly.
and the music is pure math.
I
You
guess
you
that's why I
can't.
sucked. That's why I sucked at music. Because for me, when I look at music, all I see is just melanated individuals jumping over fences.
Oh, stop! You don't suck at music. I mean, you were pretty successful with the boys,
Well,
weren't you?
I can sing,
Right,
and I discovered when I was applying to Berklee College of Music that my instrument is my voice,
right.
which I was pleasantly surprised to realize that actually your voice is an
It's an
instrument.
instrument, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but actually the theory,
Mm. It just wasn't there, huh?
no.
Well, I mean, there's listen. There were a lot of great musicians who don't even know how to read music. They don't know how to. They don't know the theory behind
You
it. For
play by
instance,
ear.
Frank Zappa.
Oh,
Frank Zappa,
really?
yeah, he doesn't know how to read. He doesn't know how to. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty certain that Zappa was one of those guys who, basically.
And I also hear Michael Jackson could play the piano, but he couldn't actually read the music.
No, he couldn't.
Yeah.
And in fact, a lot of the ways Mike composes his songs is through his voice.
Yes,
He plays
exactly.
all the instruments.
Yeah, yeah.
He's this is how I hear the bass line. For instance,
Yes.
dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
dun,
So now I
dun,
have to
dun,
sit down
dun,
with
dun,
like
dun,
Quincy
dun.
Jones,
Right.
and then so I do, then goes,
Right.
boom,
Dun,
boom, boom,
dun,
boom.
dun,
There you go,
dun,
there you
dun,
go.
dun,
So
dun,
that's how I operate.
Right.
Yeah. So I have
So,
to sit down with somebody who knows music.
listen, we don't want any copyright strikes, right? So this is just a rendition. It's just all
But then
right.
again, there was the gentleman by the name of Rogers Nelson,
Yes.
Prince.
Yes.
22 music instruments.
Listen.
Whoa.
Well, that guy, I mean, he's one of a kind. He got into a situation where, I mean, his humble beginnings. He used to be a studio help.
Really?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
that's how actually he recorded his first demo.
Wow.
The legend is,
What?
he used to actually sleep on because he's a kind of
diminutive
yeah,
stature,
exactly.
yes.
He's vertically challenged
Yes,
in that
exactly.
respect.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
he used to basically sleep under the mixing board, and then after sessions, and he'd go in and record his songs, and then that's how he recorded his first demo, and then the
Wow.
rest is history.
I remember looking at his albums and he'd be like composed, produced,
Yep, performed.
performed by Prince. And then somewhere in the end, the bottom Warner Brothers.
Right, exactly. Well, they're just the distributors, we
Yeah,
we
I
need
know.
we need them to actually sell the records, but in terms of like putting it down, I mean, this guy was so prolific. Apparently, when he passed away, his vault, they had tons and tons of reels that were with unreleased music.
That's why he had a studio at his house,
Right,
Paisley Park.
Paisley Spark, right,
And that's why he had
Paisley
the
Park.
whole loggerheads with with WB.
Yes.
Because of the whole, I mean, you can't be producing music so fast. It's such a
That's
fast rate.
that's
know?
right.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with it? They didn't know what to do
Your
with
last
it.
single is still out.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know what to how to market it and then how to actually get it going on. So yeah.
Yeah. But what I remember is what I actually respect him for
Mm.
is Purple Rain,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yes,
That was based on his life.
it was. Yeah.
The kid, the character of the kid,
Yep.
to some extent.
Yeah.
And you won't believe this. This was in 1984.
Yep.
That's
Tell
when
me.
they had the LA Olympics.
84.
My
Right.
dad is
Summer
actually
Olympics.
the person who introduced me to Prince.
Your pops.
Yes.
Wow.
He came from LA
Uh-huh.
because he was part of the Kenyan press delegation.
Cool.
And he came back with Purple Rain by Prince.
Mhm.
There was Private Dancer, Tina Turner.
No way.
Yes, the
Bidu
albums.
bidu, bidu bidu.
The albums.
Mhm.
Eddie Murphy,
Right.
Delirious.
that
Yeah,
far back.
that was the first one.
Right.
And then Michael Jackson Thriller.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll never forget that was summer of 1984.
Wow.
My dad introduced me to Prince. Not many people can tell you that. And I was like, what is this? And I put it there. And to date, it's one of my favorite albums.
Well, you got a cool pops.
I'm telling you.
Kudos, pops. You know, pops was yeah, fill you into the good stuff.
And I'm telling you,
That's amazing.
He knew his stuff. He knew his music.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, and that's art.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the power of art because I got
Absolutely.
introduced to Michael Jackson. I got introduced to Prince. Now, I had known about Michael.
Right.
I had heard a little about Prince because I want to be your lover. You know. Careful. That's right.
Copyright. Yeah.
Under 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Cut.
And then they had known about Tina Turner.
Right.
Because of Ike and Tina.
Ike and Tina,
from way back when. Yeah. Eddie Murphy was new on the scene.
Right.
New on the scene. In fact, they had known about Richard Pryor.
Okay.
For me, stand-up comedy, my intro was Eddie Murphy.
Hey.
Because I remember putting on and I was like, I was expecting music and I was like,
yeah, what's going on here? Was
And
it
that's
with
what
the
stand-up comedy is.
with the red leather suit?
exactly.
Or, yeah.
No, this was when he was black.
Oh, before the black one.
black
Yeah.
one,
Right.
Just
Right.
fresh from SNL.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
first was Delirious, then came Raw.
That's
Raw
right.
was the one in the purple suit, yeah.
Yes.
Leather suit, yeah.
That's right.
And then also, what I realized was, and what I realized is, even till today, is that stand-up comedy is also an expression of art.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It takes raw talent and it takes a lot of guts to actually go on stage. And, you know, for a lot of comedians, it's the same path.
Yeah.
You get on stage, like especially the ones who actually kill it the first time, you get a boost of confidence, and then you go on and you think, "Wow, hey, I'm the shit."
Okay,
Now,
confession time?
yes,
I did stand-up.
you did,
I did.
Chris.
Once upon a time.
Hold on, hold the presses. Hold. So you've been holding out on me, bro. You did stand up. When was that?
This was some time back. This was in the, I think, late 90s or something. I actually did stand up, and somewhere in this Republic of Kenya, that footage actually exists.
Oh, dude, no,
somewhere.
you're kidding me.
I don't have it. I don't.
Oh,
have
you don't
it.
have it?
It's out there. Somewhere.
Okay, well,
It's-
where's my research team? We're gonna find this footage right now. Stat.
Then
ASAP.
What happened is, I did it one time,
Mm.
and as happens to every comedian,
Right. You killed it.
I bombed.
You bombed the first time.
Like the second or third time.
Okay.
No, but like the third time.
But
Actually,
the-
even one.
yeah, but what about the first time though? Did you?
I killed it.
There you go. That's
I
what I was
killed it.
talking about.
I killed it.
Right? You
I-
killed it, and then the second time,
Then the third time,
nosedive.
boom. And then once, in my past life, I happened to be in the Big Apple.
Right.
I went to
The comedy store.
Caroline's.
Oh, oh, you were Caroline's.
I went to Caroline's.
Hey, all right.
Like on a Wednesday, something like that.
Okay, open
Yeah,
mic.
like open mic night.
Open
yeah.
mic, right.
I had lost my confidence.
Ooh.
I-
Why? Is it because of the environment, or they were better comics than you, or
No, I just lost something. I don't know what it is because you forget. One like 95% of stand up is confidence.
Absolutely.
Whether you suck or whether you're excellent is based on your confidence. I know
That
what's
is
going- I know
that's
what's
so
going
true.
on. I know what is going on, but I know that every major stand-up comedian has that time.
Yes.
Whether you're Chris Rock, whether you're Kevin Hart, whether you're Eddie Murphy,
Of
you will
course.
suck.
Of course.
You will bomb.
Now it's what you do
Exactly.
post suckiness.
And post bommingness.
Right.
Yeah, that's when I realized that you have to put work
Yeah.
into it. As much as it's art,
Yeah.
you have to put the work.
Absolutely.
Acting is also art, but you must put the work into it.
For sure.
Creation of any kind is work. I think even the Almighty God can testify to that.
Oh,
because
definitely.
Having created, it took a while. Says the first day he did this, second day he did this, third day he didn't do
day.
everything all the same time.
Nope.
Yeah.
It just can't be done. Well, here's the thing though, right? The for instance, a lot of I guess. I'm not a comedian. I mean, I love comics. I appreciate, the art form. But it's the fact that a lot of comedians, like the ones who perform at the higher level, right? What it takes them a year to write a 1 hour, special, because now they write and then they test the material in clubs. Now it's becoming increasingly more difficult because now and I think a lot of clubs are banning cell phones because now you don't want to iron out your jokes, and all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden it's released to the public. So
Yeah.
by the time you're out, you do your comedy tour or different, the comedy circuit.
Yeah.
People have already heard your joke, a million times
Mm-hmm.
online. People have basically illegally posted it. So now a lot of, for instance, I think Chris Rock, even Kevin Hart, they actually at the door to the theater, wherever
They take your cell phone?
yeah, they take your cell phone, or they give you a bag. You seal it in the bag,
Uh-huh.
and I think it's got a Faraday cage where it blocks. It blocks the
Wow.
signal, so you can't. And if you pull out your phone during the performance, the security guards are instructed to boot you out. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Get out of here. You're not supposed to be here with your cell phone. If it's an emergency, go outside, go make a phone call, but
Yeah, but
don't. Yeah.
I learned something that you can tell the same joke,
Mm-hmm.
1,000 times.
Yep.
It's how tell it,
There you go.
the timing.
But also, yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of guys. It's an art form. There's a lot of
Yeah.
guys. If the delivery change somewhat, just a little bit, just to entice, to bring you in, to reel you into the joke, and then boom, the punchline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's an art form how you actually make something that you've been a joke you've been telling for, like 6 to 8 months,
Yes.
and you make it sound new every
Even
single
one that's
time.
offensive.
Yes.
Like I love watching because I know exactly what I'm gonna get when I'm watching Paul Mooney. I know where he's going. I know who's gonna get offended.
Paul
But it's
Paul is
still-
he's an OG. He doesn't give a flying. You know what?
I'm telling you. I remember watching when there was like a slew of cases in the U.S. when
Right.
teachers were getting intimate with their students.
Oh yeah, I
So,
remember
like he
those
said,
days.
Paul Moon comes and says, his parents, the teachers, are the children. When little Johnny is all like, if your child is very excited
right.
to go to school, there is a problem.
There's a problem. Miss Applebum is being naughty.
There is a problem. So
Oh,
I
man.
know what to expect when I'm watching him. I know what to expect when I'm watching Richard Pryor.
True.
I love Richard Pryor.
Right.
Red Fox. In fact,
Red.
Red Fox.
Who can forget Red?
I remember Red Fox. One of my favorite jokes is when there's a bomber that's flying, and they're training.
Right.
So all the soldiers are inside, right? And they're told by the trainer, now remember that before you jump.